Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Noah. I'm one of the educators with Shortcuts. And today we will be looking at the basics in Shortcuts marketing. So, for all of our Shortcuts customers, regardless of which tier you have, you should be able to use the Shortcuts marketing options for your customers. So, whether you're sending an email out on somebody's birthday or you're sending an email just to acknowledge an appointment, this should be available to you in the Shortcuts cloud. So let's go ahead and log into the system. Now, if you've never sat in on a classroom session before, this will be about 30 minutes. We are recording, so if you have to drop out, that's fine. We'll send you a copy of the recording later. And of course, some people that signed up aren't able to attend the live session, so you will get a copy of this later today. So we will take questions at the end of the presentation, unless it's something pressing. You should have a chat, you should have a question bar from GoToWebinar on the side of your screen. So go ahead and use that if you need to ask a question. So today's focus. So we're going to learn how to prepare and how to use Shortcuts marketing, how to create an email campaign, or if you're using SMS, if you're using text campaigns in Shortcuts, how to set that up. And of course, how to track your progress. So how do you know how many messages are going out? Are there getting any bounce backs? Things like that. So Shortcuts marketing. Again, every customer that uses the Shortcuts system, regardless of which tier you have access to Shortcuts marketing. And it's a basic email and SMS program to reach your customers. It's accessible in the cloud, so you do not have to be on the actual Shortcuts point of sale to use this. So who exactly gets the messages? In your Shortcuts system, you should have the options for the customer in the client card. So when you go to any customer's card, you have opt-in details, whether the customer would prefer to get an email message or a text message, or whether the customer would like to get, if you're doing surveys, get a survey or a confirmation. So a customer can actually give you both their email and their text number, their cell number, and they can say, for confirmations, I prefer to get a text, and for any sort of marketing, I prefer to get an email. And you can mark those preferences in the client card. So if you've never set those up, that's probably the first thing you want to make sure that's in your Shortcuts point of sale. How are customers getting their messages? How are they getting their campaigns? So you want to make sure you've resolved any duplicates so that you're sending messages, you're sending emails to the right people. And in the near future, we are going to do a classroom session on merging clients. So for those that have duplicates, we'll walk through the process. But if you just want to preview that, or if you just want to review the steps, we do have a video on our support page for merging clients. So getting set up for Shortcuts marketing. Again, you want to make sure that your options are set for how you're going to contact your customers. Whether you use text or whether you plan on using email, make sure you put those options in right away whenever you add a new customer. If you don't know where those settings are, you want to go to Setup, Configuration. Under the General button, you're going to Clients and New Client Layout. So you want to enable on the quick screen what options the customer has with regards to marketing. Now, let's say that previously you only had name, phone number, and that was it. If a customer does not opt in the very first time you add a new client into Shortcuts, then the system by default will opt them out of receiving campaigns. And this is because, of course, for the security reasons and for the privacy reasons of the customer, we want to make sure that they've given you permission, that you can contact them or market to them. So that's why it's important to enable these checkboxes. The other thing you want to consider is if you're planning not just your next promotion, but if you're planning a year's worth of promotions, and when you start sending out emails, you're thinking of Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day. We have St. Patrick's coming up, of course, and you'd like to send the customer some sort of coupon, some sort of discount that they can use in the point of sale when these emails go out. In that case, we actually want you to create a discount code in the Shortcuts point of sale. So you can decide, is this a discount that's valid for a service? Is it for a product? Is it a dollar amount or is it a percentage? So you want to set those up ahead of time. And then in Shortcuts marketing, you actually have automated campaigns that can go out. So when somebody's birthday rolls around, Shortcuts can actually send them an automatic email that says, "Happy birthday. Here's a coupon that you can use on your next visit." Or for other things, such as if a customer refers a new client to you and you want Shortcuts to send an automatic thank you email to the person that did the referral. Again, maybe you want to reward them with a coupon. So, with that in mind, do create discount codes so that you can track them in Shortcuts marketing. And I will show you the steps to do this. So let's actually configure Shortcuts. So we're going to jump into the Shortcuts system. I'll jump out of the presentation for a second and I'll launch Shortcuts. And of course I have to tell Windows Security, yes, I'm allowing this to launch. So two major things, if you're not using Shortcuts marketing or you haven't used Shortcuts marketing in a while because of COVID and you're deciding that you're going to bring these back up, you want to set these things up ahead of time. First, client contact details. Do customers have the ability to opt in or opt out of those messages when you add new customers? Second thing, do you have discount reasons, discount codes, and values so that you can track those emails in your system? So in this case, if I add a new customer right now, I go to the client screen and press new client, I do have those options: marketing, confirmations, and even ratings and reviews. So I do send out surveys. So if a new customer comes in, let's say it's Mike Smith, and I get a phone number, and I even get an email. So right away, the customer says, if you're going to send me any sort of coupon, I'd like to get an email. I can take away the SMS option. But Mike says, if you're going to send me a confirmation for my appointment, I'd rather get a text. Then I can uncheck email. And the customer doesn't mind getting surveys, so I'll leave ratings and reviews via email. Now, if your business, whether you're a salon, a spa, a barbershop, and you don't have these options or you don't see these options, this is where you go. You're going to go, and let me close this, setup, configuration, and on the left side of the screen, general, clients. Now, the buttons, the screens that you're looking at right now, it may look a little bit different on your version of Shortcuts. I am on the new version 8.1, version 2021 of Shortcuts. Now, the buttons look different on mine if you're using Shortcut 7 or Shortcuts 8.0. However, all of the steps that I'm doing are exactly the same. So even on an old version of Shortcuts, I would still go to Setup Configuration, General, Clients. And once I'm on the Clients screen, at the top of the screen, I'm going to go to the fourth tab, the one that says New Client Layout. This is where you pick and choose which checkboxes the customer sees when you're adding a new client. So in this case, I have it first name, last name, cell phone, email. That's the order I prefer. And then down near the bottom, what about opting them into marketing campaigns via text or email, or appointment confirmations via text or email? So in the first column here, quick, I can enable or disable it by clicking the checkbox. So at your business, make sure these are set for whatever information you need to capture. Once that's done, then if you're thinking of sending coupons for certain events, birthdays, referrals, we misuse, the second thing you want to set up, again, set up configuration. On the left side, you're going to go to Sales, Discounts. Now, for all businesses, regardless of whether you're a barbershop, a spa, a salon, there are at least 4 coupons that every business should enable for their customers. By far, the most popular is the birthday coupon. So, on somebody's birthday, let's say that my business is going to send the customer a 20% off service coupon. So, I'll choose a value, I'll press save, and I can put a description just so that my front desk knows what this coupon is good for. Customer gets 20% off of one service using the birthday coupon. So I'll save my details. So the birthday for every business is historically the most popular coupon you can set up. So go ahead and set one of those up. The other one is the We Miss You. So a We Miss You email is actually designed to win back a lost customer. So Shortcuts Marketing will actually send an email if a customer has not visited you in more than 3 months and they do not have a future appointment. So historically, they're lost clients, but we're trying to win them back by offering them a coupon. In this case, I'm offering them $20 that they can use with this coupon if they make a new appointment. And again, in the middle of the screen, I can choose, is this coupon good for products or for services or both? So set those coupons up and I'll hit done. Again, that's under setup configuration and on the left side under sales, discounts. So birthday, We Miss You, 2 of the most important coupons you can set up. The other 2 are almost as important. The first would actually be a welcome coupon or a second visit coupon, something that the customer can use on their second visit to your business. Now, historically, if a customer visits you 3 times consecutively, odds are they will become a lifelong client. So the first time a customer visits you, maybe they're new in town, they're trying out different locations, different businesses, they're still trying to figure out which is their favorite, which is their preferred. So they may have just been passing by, you got their information. So to increase the odds that they will visit that second and third time and become that lifelong client, why not offer them a coupon? So in this case, I'm offering the client $10 for their second visit with my business that they can use within a certain amount of time. So right away, that increases the odds. The other one is the referral. So if a customer refers a new client to your business, we want to say thank you to this person and reward them with a coupon. So in this case, the referral for my business has the same value as a We Miss You. So I'm trying to retain their business and say thank you for being that customer. Here's a $20 coupon. So for your business, you can choose if it's going to be a percentage or a fixed dollar amount. In addition to that, if you have seasonal campaigns that you plan on sending, are you going to send something for St. Patrick's? Are you going to send something for Valentine's? So anytime you have a seasonal campaign, do think about creating a discount because Shortcuts Marketing does have the ability to send out an email and allow you to track these coupons. So you'll actually get a head count on how many customers got this email, how many customers used their coupon, how much did they spend when they visited the salon, and what was your return on investment for this campaign. So maybe $20 is a bit generous. I review my numbers. I decide, okay, maybe I'm going to modify this and say this coupon should be $15 or $10. Or maybe they should use it on products instead. So that's entirely up to you. But at the very least, have 4 coupons created that are very popular for all businesses. Birthday, We Miss You, referral, and a second visit or a welcome coupon. So those are the 2 things you should have configured in the Shortcuts point of sale. So let's jump back to the presentation. So once that is set up, then you want to start actually setting up your email campaigns. So whether you're doing an email or a text campaigns, the steps are actually pretty complementary. So you're going to go to the console to access this. Now, if you've been attending the previous classroom sessions, you know about the console, console.shortcutsoftware.com. You log in with your email and your password. And from there, you're going to go to the cloud button. So all of the marketing settings are under cloud. But when you're in the console, do set up your, excuse me, somebody decide. So in the console, you want to go to the site settings and you want to configure your social media links plus your company logo. This information will actually populate into your email campaign. So if you haven't done this or you haven't looked at it in a while, when you're in the console, go to site settings, update your logo, and add your social media links. And those social media buttons will appear at the bottom of the email. Now, let's say your business does not have a Twitter, does not have an Instagram, that's fine. If you leave those fields blank, then the email will not have the icon, will not have the button. So don't worry about the button not linking somewhere. It just won't appear at all. So let's actually look at that. So where do you go in the console? So we're going to jump into the console, Shortcuts console, and we're going to go to site settings. So in this case, I'm in Angel's Test Salon, so I make sure my business logo is there. And then I have my description, and I make sure I add my social media links. So I have a link for my company page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So make sure you do that for your business if you're not already using it. And that's from the console, again, site settings. Once that is configured, then you're going to go to the cloud button. That's where you set up your email campaigns. So back to the presentation. And don't worry if you're missing a step because, oh, there we go. Don't worry if you're missing a step because we are recording this. So once you're in the cloud, the Shortcuts cloud button, you're going to go to the marketing option. And that would be right at the top of the screen. Now, if you're a business that is on the basic tier of Shortcuts Essentials, you may not necessarily have an appointment book option or a client card option in the cloud, but at the very least, you do have a marketing option. And again, this goes for all businesses. Everybody that uses Shortcuts, at the very least, has Shortcuts marketing available through the cloud. On the left side of the screen are your list of particular email campaigns. So are you going to one of the existing ones, appointment, acknowledgement, happy birthday, new client welcome? And are you going to set up an SMS or an email campaign? So one of them, for example, pre-arrival instructions. So with COVID still being an issue at most locations, we want to make sure that the customer gets instructions before their visit. And you can actually set the email to go out 5 minutes before their visit, a half hour, an hour, 2 hours before they come in, and just let them know, if you're feeling sick or feverish, please call to reschedule. Only one customer is allowed during the visit. We don't have a coat check or anything like that. So just let the customer know. So once you select whether you're sending an email or a text, an SMS, you have a few things that you can customize. By default, that company logo that you put in on your site settings will appear at the top of your email. But you can also add a display graphic. So you would choose the checkbox that says display image. Then you would press choose file and upload a graphic. So if you're sending up a birthday campaign, maybe a cute picture of balloons and flowers or something, or if it's a we miss you or a referral, you can upload a corresponding graphic. Now we do advise that the graphics should be about 600 by 300 pixels. Those seem to be the perfect dimensions for a mobile device, whether you're on an Android, whether you're on an iPhone, and those look fine whether your phone is portrait or landscape. That's why we recommend that particular image size. Now, the automated campaigns will send at a specific time or on a specific event. So when it's somebody's birthday and Shortcuts knows that it's the customer's birthday and birth month, then it will send out the email that morning. If a customer hasn't visited in more than 3 months, again, Shortcuts will automatically send that message. So those details, those particular triggers are predetermined. Then you can add a subject for your email. So do you want to say happy birthday to the customer? Do you want to say, hey, we miss you? And then you can even customize any of the text that you enter, whether it's in the subject or the body of the email. So it's really nice when I get an email that says, happy birthday, Noah. So to make sure that the email has my name, as I'm typing the subject, I would type in the words happy birthday, and then there's a pull down field that says insert field that will let you choose the customer's full name or just the first name or the last name or even your business details. So I would just use the insert field and insert customer first name. So now whoever gets this email, it'll say happy birthday plus the customer's name. And remember, all of those codes, all of those discounts that you set up in the Shortcuts point of sale, you can tell Shortcuts marketing to keep a track on all of those discounts. When you're building your email campaign, there is a pull down menu for any discounts, and those will actually show you the list of all the discounts you've created. And you can then type in the value on the email itself. Now, if you're sending out an email that's just an open house or a welcome email, and you don't want to use a coupon, you're not going to send the customer any sort of voucher, you do have the ability to delete that row. There's a little checkbox on the right corner of that row that allows you to delete it. Conversely, you can add a book now button if you're sending an email and you want the customer to have a link for online booking, or a check-in now button if you're a barbershop or you deal mainly with walk-in customers and you want them to check in and choose a service. So again, you can add or eliminate those rows when you're creating those marketing campaigns. Once you've put your email together, then you can press preview and Shortcuts will actually generate a graphic, an email to show you what does it look like. Or you can even send a test to yourself before you make this active. So of course you want to look at it before you make any edits. If you're happy with the email, then you can press activate and your campaign will go live. So if you set up your happy birthday message, then anytime a customer has a birthday, Shortcuts will do all of the heavy lifting and send that message out for you. So let's actually review all of these steps. So we've already added our business logo. We've already added our social media links in the console. So in the cloud, we're going to go to the cloud and we're going to go to marketing. So in marketing, I'm going to go to the left side of the screen. Now, message all clients, this is the one you would select if you're sending out a one-time email blast. So these are usually your seasonal campaigns. Everything from appointment acknowledgement all the way down to we miss you, these are the automated campaigns. So these are the ones that send at a particular day or a particular time. So I can choose the happy birthday one. And then Shortcuts will say, okay, on the right side, am I creating an email or am I creating a text for their birthday? I can do both if I want. I'm going to choose email. Now, my logo is already going to be displayed. I've uploaded a picture for my birthday message. So then, happy birthday, and this is where I can insert the customer first name. So happy birthday, insert field, customer first name from Angel Salon. And then again, I can insert the customer name in the actual body of the text. So I'll go through the message, Shortcuts does have some default wording in here. You're welcome to delete it and type in whatever message you'd like. And then underneath it, I can put the value of this coupon. Now, on somebody's birthday, I actually offer them 20% off any service presented to. And this is how you prevent customers from sharing this email with their friends and family so that they get a discount. Because we put the actual customer full name, we inserted that from our pull down list. So this coupon is for one very specific customer. And I put that on the details of my coupon. And I also attached it to my existing discount code, birthday. And then usually you want to put some terms and conditions on this coupon. So should the birthday coupon be good for the whole year? Not necessarily. So we would always put a cutoff date. In this case, I'll say the birthday coupon's good for 30 days. Other coupons may have shorter or longer time spans. The referral coupon, for example, I would make a referral coupon good for 60 days. And the We Miss You coupon, I would say the We Miss You coupon is good for 2 weeks, 14 days. Because if the customer hasn't seen you in 3 months, I don't want the coupon to be good for any longer than that. And then should the email have a link to my online booking? Once I make my edits to this campaign, again, I can press preview and Shortcuts will generate an image of what this email looks like. Now, I could look at the graphic that Shortcuts creates, or if I prefer, and there's my birthday message, there's my coupon, and my online booking link, plus my social media links. If I wanted to see what it looks like on my email on my phone, I can press send test, type in my email, and send myself a message. If I was happy with it, then I can press activate. So for Angel's Test Salon, she actually has it set to $3. I'm not going to mess that up. Now, you don't have to activate it if you decide to go back to your email later, put in a different graphic, change the wording. If I press done on the bottom right corner, then the Shortcuts Cloud will actually save my progress, and I can return to it later. Happy birthday, and then email, and continue editing it. So pressing done will save your progress. And let's go back here. And back. Close this out. There we go, back to the cloud. So if I go to campaign type, so you have other options. And that was happy birthday, the most popular one. But we have other options. Appointment acknowledgement. Would you like to send an email to a customer to show them the day and the time of their next visit? That's the appointment acknowledgement. So whether the customer uses online booking or whether the customer makes an appointment in person at the actual location, they're going to get an email to let them know when their next visit is. The appointment acknowledgement is not the same thing as a confirmation. This is just telling the customer when's the next day and time of their visit. A confirmation will actually let the customer reply with a yes, no, and then say, yes, I am going to make tomorrow's appointment, or no, I have to cancel. That confirmation is not configured here. It is configured in the Shortcuts point of sale. That is going to be a subject for a future classroom session. How do confirmation messages work? The new client welcome. This is the one where you try to reward a customer for being a new client and try to entice them to be that second and that third visit. The pre-arrival instructions. Again, with COVID being on everybody's mind, we want to let the customer know our business has very particular rules before you come in. These are the rules, and I'll set it perhaps an hour before their visit. So this is flexible. For the pre-arrival instructions, I should say, this is where you can change how soon the message can go out. You can actually set it up to 24 hours in advance. the referral message to say thank you for the customers that refer new clients to you. And there's two versions of the We Miss You. The first one, Time to See You Again, is designed to go out to customers that really haven't visited in about 6 weeks and do not have a future appointment. So we just want to let them know, hey, it's been some time since your last visit, let's have you come in. You'll actually notice that this email does not have a coupon because it's a friendly reminder. We're not rewarding customers because we haven't seen them in a couple of months, because if you're doing color, if you're doing chemical, that can last a long time. So we don't want to give them a coupon to use for their next visit. Just a reminder. The one that does have the coupon is the We Miss You. So instead of 6 weeks, if you haven't seen a customer in more than 3 months, this is when you want to try to get them back in the chair by offering them a coupon. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. And here we go. Now, to create a text campaign, it's actually pretty much the same steps of creating an email campaign. But instead of choosing email, you choose SMS. You type in your message, and you can preview the message, and you can send a test to yourself. This does require you to have a text account. And Shortcuts does offer bundles of text, so you would dip into your confirmation messages, for example, if you signed up for a bundle. And this is a question that I had from a client I worked with a couple of weeks ago. They signed up for a text bundle, but they did not want to use those for confirmations. Instead, they only wanted to use those to send out text campaigns to their clients. And I said, yes, absolutely, you can do that. So we would configure the confirmations in Shortcuts, but we would tell the Shortcuts point of sale, do not send out confirmations. We solely wanted to create the account there. Once the account was synchronizing, then the customer went into marketing and they were able to create one-off text blasts. So if they had a special sale this weekend and they wanted to let their customers know, they would use their allotment, which was previously for confirmations, instead just for marketing. So you create your campaign, you send a test to yourself if you want, and if you're happy with it, you activate it. So you can choose the day and the time this text goes out. And the same goes for any emails that you're setting up for your customers. So if you want to track your progress, how many customers are actually getting the messages? How many customers are spending money on it? You can see that on your dashboard. If you scroll down on the dashboard page, there is a row that says Campaign Return on Investment. And it'll show you any emails that are active, how many customers received the message, how many actually used their coupons, what were the sales associated with this discount, with this coupon. Now, for the ongoing campaigns, it's actually best to run those for a large period of time, perhaps a year. So you want to see last year's number of messages that you send out for a birthday or for a referral to get a sense as to how many customers are receiving it. And that is essentially all there is about Shortcuts marketing. So you should now know how to configure your actual Shortcuts point of sale so that customers are opted in to get either text or email marketing, how to configure your email campaigns, how do you get your social media links on there, how do you get your message to the customer, how do you choose what discounts or what coupons you want to keep track of, and of course, where do you go in the cloud to track your progress. So this is the part where we open up the floor for questions. So I have a feeling some of the attendees are writing down a bunch of notes right now, or they're jumping back and forth to the cloud to look at their settings. So if you have any questions, go ahead and use the chat box, the little question box on the side, and I will check on my side. And I'll give you a few moments if you want to write in a message. And I'll go to the chat window as well. Okay, I have a question that came in. If you want to send an email blast to a specific client based on their history, are you able to do that? For example, can I send a blast to all of One Stylist clients? That is an excellent question. So Taylor has a question. You want to do a targeted campaign to specific customers. There is a way to do that. Now, usually we talk about this on the more advanced class, but I'll go ahead and show you. So in Shortcuts, if you go to Tools, Marketing, this window looks complex. It's actually pretty simple. On the top row, we're telling Shortcuts, I want a list of customers that have received certain services or certain products. In the middle row is where I tell Shortcuts, but have never purchased a certain service or product. One of the examples is on the top row. I can say, I want to look for any customer that has gotten a haircut in my business, whether it's a men's, women's, kids haircut. So I would choose all my haircut services. But in the middle row, I would say, yes, they did get a haircut. But in the middle row, I would select, but they've never gotten a color service in my business. And I'm going to offer them a coupon to use this weekend if they'd like to book a color service. So Shortcuts will generate me a list of customers. For Taylor's question, I'm going to go to the Clients button on the bottom left corner because I'm going to restrict it to certain clients. From the Clients window, Shortcuts does take a moment to generate this because it's generating all of your customer options. So these are your demographics. So these would be things like, I'm going to send a message to customers that are brand new from a certain date range. Or I'm going to send a message to customers that have visited me more than X amount of times. And the top center, I would tell Shortcuts, let's say Andy's going to go on vacation for the next month. So I want to let all of Andy's preferred customers know that he's going to be out of town. So I'll choose Andy and then I'll press done. And down at the bottom of the screen where it says compute, if I hit the compute button, Shortcuts will generate me a list of customers that have Andy as their preferred client. So I'll press compute and it will take Shortcuts a moment to calculate everybody. Now, this is a test database, so I don't have too many transactions. So here are my customers. So at the bottom, or sorry, on the right side, I can save this list. And Shortcuts will save it as a text document. This is the format, this is the list that I can upload into Shortcuts Marketing. So let's say I'm going to save this list. I'll give it a name. In this case, I'm going to save my list as Andy's Clients. And I'm going to save it to my Shortcuts folder, just so I can find it again. So I'll scroll up to my desktop. I'll just save it to the desktop with a million other files. So I've saved my client list. In Shortcuts Marketing, now I want to send it to specific people. So I'll go to Targeted Campaign. So again, I'm in the cloud, Targeted Campaign. And on the right side, on the bottom center, I'm going to press the New button. So in this case, I'm going to call my targeted campaign Andy's on Vacation. So I'll choose when am I going to send this message out. I'll say 9 a.m., which is a popular time for emails, and I'll send it out this Friday. So what is the email going to say? I'm going to put in my company logo, and I'm going to say, Andy is going on vacation. So I'll say, dear, put in the customer's name, and whatever my message is. Andy is going on vacation. We are going to reschedule you with another staff member. So of course you can see how this comes in handy if somebody's going on maternity. Now I'm not going to send anybody a coupon with this, so I'm going to hide that. I'm not going to necessarily have a book now link, or I can choose to add a link. And at the bottom of the email, All of the steps are exactly the same if I was just to send a mass marketing campaign. However, Shortcut says, what was the list of customers that I want to target? So this is where I press choose file and then choose that Andy's list that I had saved to the desktop. Now, hopefully, there it is, Andy's clients. Open. So I can preview it if I want. And Shortcuts will give me a preview of that email. And if I was happy with it, then I can press activate. And then this Friday at 9 o'clock, all of Andy's preferred customers are going to get this message that he's going on vacation. We're going to reschedule you. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Taylor. So that's one way to do it. We do have something that's called Shortcuts Marketing Plus, which is going to be a topic for a future classroom. And that's a much stronger, much more powerful version of Shortcuts Marketing, where we would actually create an account for you, an account for your business, and you have even more demographics to choose from than that. Plus, it's easier to use in that you don't necessarily have to choose or to save a list from Shortcuts Marketing. But that's a topic for a future. Freddie has a question. What happens when a client replies to one of the marketing? Let's see. What happens to? Oh, let me scroll down. Okay, what happens when a client replies to one of the marketing SMS messages or the email? So there is a do not reply when the customers get the message. So they can't say, for example, if they got a coupon, hey, it's not my birthday or whatever it is, it goes to a do not reply. However, at the bottom of the email, if the customer decides, I want to opt out, they do have the ability to change those settings to opt themselves out of any messages or any text they receive. Okay, hope that answers Freddie's question. Now, if you want the customer to have the ability to reply, you may want to include your business's email in the body of the text itself so that they can see that. So let's go back. Okay. And I have a feeling Taylor was writing down a bunch of questions or writing down those steps. Okay. Taylor has a question. Will there be a Marketing Plus class in the future? Or is there an existing YouTube video about its capabilities? Yes and yes. Taylor, we will have a Marketing Plus classroom. I don't know if it's the next one or the one after. So it's either this upcoming Tuesday or the following Tuesday. But we will have a Marketing Plus how-to. We did record a version of it a few months back. So if you go to our YouTube channel, Shortcuts USA, and you just go back through our library, you will find the Marketing Plus session so that we show you how do you use it, what are the capabilities compared to the standard Shortcuts Marketing. Okay. Are there any other questions? Freddie has a question. There was a reply on the SMS reminders. Point of sale will show a mismatched message in reminders window of point of sale. So Freddie is asking in this case about a confirmation text or a confirmation email. Remember, those are configured in the Shortcuts point of sale. Those are not necessarily configured in Shortcuts Cloud, which is what we've been looking at. So if a customer replies to those messages, then there will be an error in the point of sale screen. Now, we are working on a way for those notes to appear in the appointment book, to appear in the customer notes. I think there's a mismatch happening right now because we're on a new build of Shortcuts. So that's probably with our developers right now getting patched. So those are things that we're probably going to add in the near future. I wish I could give you a timeline. Okay. Okay. Are there any other questions from the people that are visiting today? If not, or if you're watching this video after the fact and you're just watching it from our YouTube channel, if you have an old version of Shortcuts and you need to get upgraded so to version 8.1, go ahead and reach out to our customer care team. We'll help you schedule an upgrade. If you're using one of the basic tiers, the essentials tier, and the only thing you have access to is marketing, and you'd perhaps prefer to have access to the online appointment book or the online client information card, then it might be time to sign up for one of our other tiers, Evolve or Elevate. So again, reach out to customer care. If you have a question on what we've discussed today and you'd like to reach education, you can always send us an email, education@shortcuts.net. And you can also reach out to us on social media. So we do check in on Facebook, we do check in on Instagram. So if you message us there, we will get back to you. So thank you all for attending. Thank you for the great questions. Again, we do classroom sessions every Tuesday. We do record them, and we will have advanced classes on the Shortcuts Marketing, as well as a basic and an advanced on Shortcuts Marketing Plus. So those are going to be in the near future. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end the presentation. It's good to see you again, Freddie, and we'll talk again soon.